How's your group look so far? I mean, you have 4 starters back. Are those guys? Do they look like vets through a week of camp for you right now?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that first unit's come out and picked right up. Probably progressed from where we ended in the spring, which is good to see. It means they had a productive summer. Did a lot of good work within the group this summer. John Toth has taken the leadership reins, and he conducted some meetings this summer, watching film, getting together, getting on the same page, and I think that has shown out here. So yeah, I think you definitely see the experience in the group.
Eddie talked about giving some guys at guard some looks outside. Who are some of the guys that you've experimented with moving them around so far?
The obvious one's George. I mean, he played out there last year. His body is different than it was last year. He's a lot leaner. I think right now he's probably down about 10 pounds from where he was last year, so he's moving really well. So he's the obvious one to bump out and try. Logan Stenberg's a guy that could go out there. We played him during his redshirt freshman year. He played some out at tackle, not in games obviously, but in practices. So he's a guy that could work out there. And then after that, Nick Haynes has gotten us through games. I mean, Nick is, Florida game 2 years ago, we had to have him come in. He played left tackle for a series that we scored a touchdown on.
Right.
So, I mean, he's a guy that, he could do it. He's athletic, But those 3, for the most part, would be guys we try out there.
Is George working at right tackle or left?
He's working at right a little bit, yeah. So right guard, right tackle for him. He's kind of getting a little bit of reps at both. Logan would be at right. Nick would probably go out and left in an emergency situation.
Is George one of your 6 best offensive linemen? I mean,
he is. He really is. And I've told him before, if there were 6 starters, he would be the 6th starter right now. But he's close, man. I'm telling you, he's pushing those guys. It's making us all better, And at the end of the day, you can only start 5, and the guys understand that. But they're a close group. They're pulling for the guy that's in there, but they're also pushing him, and that's a good thing.
That left tackle spot's really the one that is, I guess, a question mark to a degree going into this year.
Yeah.
Cole started out 1 on the depth chart. Is he holding on to that right now?
He's holding on. He's not just holding on, but he is really locking that position down for the ones. I feel like he's been very, very consistent, and he's getting some good looks off the edge, obviously. I mean, you got guys like Denzel out there, Kobe Walker coming off the edge, Josh Allen. He's seeing speed, and he's holding up. And whenever you move a guy that was a guard at one point out, the biggest thing you're concerned with is can he handle the speed off that edge, and he's doing a great job with that. So I wouldn't say he's just holding on. I would say he's taking that thing and he's running with it.
Who is that now?
Cole Mosier, yep.
Landon Young and Tate Levitt, what are you? They're the new guys there. Obviously, you've seen more of Tate, but what are each of those guys doing so far in camp?
Well, I feel like Tate has made progress since the spring, which is a good thing to see. I feel like Landon right now is learning a lot. He's learning a lot with scheme, obviously. He's learning a lot with technique. But then also he's learning what it takes to play every snap at the college level. It's a lot different than playing every snap at the high school level. And coaches mentioned building a capacity. With young guys, that's very important. They come in here and they don't have that capacity for work yet. So I think he's learning a lot about that too. But both guys are big guys. They're athletic guys. They're going to continue to get stronger, which they know that they're going to have to continue to get stronger. But they both have great attitudes. They come out here and they work hard. They want to be great. They're always asking questions, looking for the next thing. What can I improve, Coach? I mean, they usually, one of those 2 grab me before I leave the field every day, and that's what you want out of a guy like that.
Is Landon as advertised?
You hear about mixing up in practice and all, and tell me, Logan Stenberg or Mason Wolf, which one of those guys are most likely to be moved to the outside?
Well, right now Mason's outside already, so he's playing out with the 2s at right tackle. Logan would be a guy that could move out there potentially. Obviously, George Asafo could be a guy. I mean, he started games and we've won games with him at tackle, so he's a guy. Like I was saying earlier, he's definitely a guy that we can work out there. So and Nick Haynes, and we mentioned this. I mean, he's gotten us through games out at tackle. Florida 2 years ago as a redshirt freshman, he played left tackle, and we scored on a series. So I think we've got some guys we can work. Now we want to develop it so we don't maybe have to work a guy out, but we'll see how that unfolds through camp.
Is Logan as advertised in terms of potential? What you've seen already through a week of just what he might become? I mean, Landon. I'm sorry, Landon. Yeah.
Landon. Oh man, I'm really excited about it. Now, when you got when you have all those accolades that he has coming in, the expectations are almost out of the planet. They're out there. I mean, they're way out there sometimes. We're taking it one day at a time with him. What I love is, he hasn't come in here like, hey, I'm the man. He's come in here like, hey, I'm a freshman and I've got to get better. This isn't the level that I've been playing at. I've got to learn. I've got to progress. And he's had a great attitude. You know what I mean? So for that, I love it. I love his attitude.
He told